1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom, and oh my gosh, look who it is.
It's Galen. Sorry, Berica has left the building.
Look, Berica has left the state. Berica is probably working on leaving the planet somehow.
But damn, wasn't she a fun co-host?
We're sending Berica into space to bring back help. Anyway, welcome to the next installment in BPAL's Tournament of Underdogs. I felt that last week's episode was affected by the air quality because, hoo boy, did we go on a little extra. Part of it's having a new fun guest to talk to, and part of it is just like having no memory of the words that are leaving my mouth as we say them. We can breathe a little better today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Air quality has slightly improved. I stand a good chance of, at the end of the day, being able to remember that we did this.
Yeah.
What were we?
What's going on?
So we have actually only a few more matchups in round 1 of the tournament. And then all of the winners from previous matches will then go to fight each other. And what will happen? Let's all endeavor to make it there to find out. But today we have 2 matchups, and the first one we're going to do is MASQUERADE versus URUK. So the notes, first of all, for MASQUERADE, a festive, dazzling blend layered in mystery and intrigue.
Ooh. Oh.
Patchouli, ambergris, carnation, and orange blossom.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? So, I will admit that this is one of those blends that I have every time we're vending at a convention, and I look this up. And I get really excited because these are 4 notes that just send me wild with delight.
Send me to heaven.
Right. And then for whatever reason,
Oh my god.
I never end up vibing with it.
Have you tried it on?
I have tried it on, but at a convention you're surrounded by the residue of hundreds of scents, and it can be kind of challenging.
Right. You're just walking in a fog of perfume.
I'm going to go into this completely fresh, like I've never smelled it before. So in the bottle, obviously, I'm smelling, for the most part, the orange blossom and the patchouli right off the bat.
It has a nice crispness with the orange blossom.
It's got a snap to it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This MASQUERADE is snapping.
It's probably the spiciness from the carnation is probably pitching in there, you know? That's what makes it festive. The orange blossom is what makes it dazzling.
And maybe a bit of the ambergris.
The ambergris is what gives it intrigue, and the patchouli gives it mystery.
Oh.
It's almost like a Voltron of all of the ingredients that you need to have a great MASQUERADE party. So it does, I mean, it's kind of beautiful and bright and dark at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a swirl to it like that. However, for me, it's like the orange blossom ends up not being as orange blossomy as I'd like because of the other stuff. The patchouli is definitely a heavy hitter here, so it's like, if I'm not in the mood for patchouli, I'm not going to reach for this. And the ambergris and the carnation are subtle enough scents that in the bottle, at least, I think they're overcrowded. But it does smell, it's like a nice, rich, lavish experience. But I can't ever like get a sense of like what it is. Like, it's kind of neither one thing or the other to me.
It's mystery and intrigue.
Yeah.
It's a MASQUERADE. That's why you can't tell what it is.
Yeah, but like, you're supposed to take the mask off at some point.
Not at this party.
So.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
And then
MASQUERADE.
The challenger is URUK from our Wanderlust category of scents inspired by different cities, some real, some fantastical. And it says, a city of mystery, wonder, and majesty, said to have been built by order of Gilgamesh. Remember high school literature class?
No.
Thick, bitter almond and heady night-blooming jasmine with saffron, cinnamon leaf, red patchouli, river lilies, bergamot, fig leaf, and the sacred incense of Inanna. Inanna. Google it.
I just want to make a Gargamel joke.
No.
because of Gilgamesh.
We'll just pretend that you did and that it was very funny.
Could that be the joke?
So, right off the bat,
almond.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those notes that in the bottle, it's like leather or anything else, where it's like, it would scare someone away, I think, in the bottle if they were hoping for some of these other notes to pop through.
Almond is a really intimidating note.
It is. And when it's pure oil in the bottle and it hasn't had a chance to evaporate and you don't get the mingling yet, like, this is like a super almondy.
I'm interested to see what else is gonna pop out though.
It definitely has.
I'm mostly just getting the almonds.
It's getting pulled out of the gourmand area though, because a lot of our almond scents have that kind of like baked goodies quality, and this definitely is perfumier than that. But that's kind of all I can say for now. So I guess we're just going to have to
try them
on. Follow along at home. Some of you've got these, I know it. What would a city built by the Order of Gargamel even look like? It would just be like more huts, right?
Gargamel demands more huts.
Yeah.
For your butts.
Are you ready to smell the masquerade? Paper faces on parade. Masquerade. Hide your face so the world will never find you. So, here's the deal. I'm getting all four of these notes kind of like separately. They don't seem to be like blending that well to me. Like it's like that kind of thing where you're going hunting for a particular thing and there's stuff kind of bumping in the way.
I'm still mostly getting the orange blossom.
It is rather orange forward.
Okay, I do detect that ambergris coming through.
Do you? Because I'm mostly
I do.
orange blossom and patchouli, red rovering like locked arms. Nothing else can get through.
And I do smell the patchouli in there. But,
and I have to admit that I do, if I'm looking for the spice of the carnation. But like it's so weird because I'm looking for some kind of, I guess, transcending the sum of its parts quality, and I don't really get it. And I think this is the same issue I've had with Masquerade every time. I've come back to the scent so many times over the years. Like, tell me your mysteries! And it would prefer to hold on to them. I'm not mad at it. I'm not angry at it. I don't want to wash it off. I kind of just wish that it would kind of commit to one costume.
It's honestly just hanging out in the orange blossomy kind of territory.
I mean, you could do so much worse.
Which is fine. I like it. But it's not like, you know, some perfumes kind of shapeshift on you and like give the notes another chance to shine. But mostly this is just hanging out in the orange blossom town. Which is a nice town.
It's really,
lovely town.
I mean, it's interesting. I guess, I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't get it. And then, shall we to the URUK? City of Gargamel. Wow. So I can't. Just like that, the almond has left the building. Did that happen to you too?
Yeah. I don't really know what I'm smelling.
It doesn't smell anything like it did in the bottle. That is fascinating. It's only been a few minutes. So this would then...
I'm getting something very earthy.
It says night blooming jasmine, saffron, cinnamon leaf, red patchouli, river lilies, bergamot, fig leaf, and the sacred incense of Inanna. I think it's all the leaves, the various
It's an earthy, kind of spicy muskiness.
And the river lilies, like I'm definitely getting a certain aquatic note in there, which is strange. Where'd the almond go? Is it something that we said?
If I breathe in really deeply, which is hard because of lung damage from fire smoke, I can kind of get the jasmine.
It is kind of funny to be testing perfumes like in a very low air quality, high smoke zone, because I'm just like, I wonder if my sense of smell is affected. That being said, I've never skin tested this before. I'm definitely getting a bit of the heady jasmine, but the jasmine itself is not really that forward. Like you wouldn't smell this and say, "Ah, jasmine."
It's hanging out in the background.
I'm getting some like herbal, spicy leaf and incense action happening with like a faint aquatic note, and that almond that was just like seriously
That was the bottle.
gargantuan in the bottle is nowhere to be found.
Ran off.
How does that happen?
Ran from the city of Gargamel.
So
Gilgamesh.
let's look at some of the reviews. People who have posted recent reviews to BPAL.org to support these. I
think I'm kind of getting the cinnamon. Are you getting the cinnamon at all?
Like, I don't know, like maybe a touch.
I think I kind of picked it out.
I had read these reviews already, and it was funny because someone had mentioned it in the dry down. Tori Kitty on the forum says, still a clean white floral with a bit more depth. And I had read that, and I'm like, how can this be a floral? Because I remembered the almond from the bottle.
But it has the lilies and the jasmine, so I guess that is a white floral.
Yeah. Someone else, Demon Cat says, I'm really astonished that I'm transported off to some breezy summer day sitting by a babbling brook in a flower bed of lilies. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I get that.
There is really something sort of almost fairy tale-ish about it. There's like a mythological quality that I think helps anchor it to the Gargamel story, the Epic of Gargamel. Okay, so this is what we have to work with for our first vote. Like, what would you say is the thing? Like, there's not a lot of overlap. Is there carnation in URUK? No. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any overlap. 2, would you like to hear where I'm at?
Yeah, I would.
Honestly, as much as I might have seemed lukewarm toward Masquerade, these are 4 notes that I actually really love and feel at home with. Whereas with URUK, it's lovely, but there's kind of nothing really for me there. I'm weirdly pulled toward Masquerade because at least I know what I got. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to agree with you because, like, they're both, nice in their own way. URUK is not something I would wear, I don't think. And Masquerade has a lot of notes that I do like, and even though it's kind of just smelling orange blossomy on me, I like it more.
Yeah, I like it more.
Just because of what I know is in there.
If you have 2 things to compare, it actually really helps, because you're just like, if it was 1, I'd be like, I don't know, and then you get the other one, and you're like, nope, definitely that first one. It's like the optometrist thing, like 1 or 2. And honestly, if the URUK had more of the almond that stayed, I'd be really interested in finding out what that was like, but it's apparently not an option. So I guess we're going to call this one for Masquerade. It was so weird to record with someone else. We've been recording together for months, just by ourselves, and I know that we're going to end up recording with more people as time goes on, and it's safer to. It's just exciting and fun to have guests, but I have to say that I really missed you. And Berica just has her, tongue on the 3rd rail of eternity, and so, like, there's like this unpredictable element where there's like,
she's a live wire.
I know, you don't know what you're going to get. It was, I would say, electrifying to get to just jam with someone else.
But it was fun for me to watch and to edit. And anytime that Berica is looking off camera, it is because I'm cracking up.
My favorite thing is afterward we had no memory of what we recorded, so we like watched it later all together, and it was fun because it was like we were all seeing it for the first time. And there was a couple of instances where Berica said something really funny in the video, and you and I cracked up, and then like looked over at Berica, and she was like, "What? Why was that funny?" And I was like,
"Because you're funny."
I thought it was on purpose. So okay, next matchup, we have Lucy's Kiss versus, and I am going to butcher this, Ihan Thle. Another one of those Lovecraftian terms that was never meant to be pronounced out loud.
Yeehaw, Nithle.
In addition to being troublingly racist, H.P. Lovecraft failed to predict the phenomenon of audiobooks. So, went a little mad in the glossary.
Yeah.
So, anyway, these are again 2 very different scents. Lucy's Kiss, which we will begin with, says, created to represent the essence of Bram Stoker's tragic heroine, seductive, wanton, and deadly, but underscored with a soft, wistful innocence. You got all that? The gentle scent of rose and a blend of Victorian spices.
We all know Lucy.
So coal dust? I don't know what.
Victoria. Rose and coal dust.
Wow, okay.
Oh my god.
This is like, okay, so... And
Damn.
I don't mean this as an insult, but it's kind of like a high-pitched shriek. Like the tones are high. It's loud. The rose is like, it's like a well-supported breath, you know, and then you can just like knock them over in the first 3 rows. Which I think is really befitting of a horror character, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that? There seems like an edge of madness to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of shrieking.
The rose is very
in rose
lush.
language.
That is a lush rose. And
I mean,
and then getting the spices in there, I don't know what I'm picking up, but it is there.
It's funny because it describes it as gentle, but it's like it is, but the volume is turned all the way up.
The volume is, yeah.
And it really is like a lot of rose. Like it reminds me of a funeral wreath situation. That's what I'm getting. It's a very fresh rose. There is almost like an aquatic something or other in there, just in terms of the roses being like very well hydrated. It's very important to keep your roses hydrated, especially at a funeral. There's a lot of mourners. We have a long day ahead of us. I can't really, we'll see on the skin, but I can't really pick out any spice component exactly. And since I'm not properly Victorian, I don't know which spices I would be looking for.
Right.
But I admit, I mean, it's gorgeous.
What happens when you Google Victorian spices?
I think you get like a
spices?
Beckham.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That's probably what you
I
get.
walked into that one.
And then the competitor.
Yeehaw Nithlay.
Yeah, it says, a great undersea metropolis located below Devil's Reef. A swirling, lightless, effervescent scent. I said that so badly.
Effervescent.
A swirling, lightless, effervescent scent. The deepest marine notes with bergamot, eucalyptus, and foamy ambergris. Weirdly, this would have been great to put alongside Masquerade, which I have on the other arm, so it's not like they can't hang out.
Yeah.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, this is like so it's much more in the realm of the aquatic that I thought the Aurelia perfume would be. And it is kind of like both fizzy and dark. The marine in the bottle is really the main thing. It's like marine plus ambergris, which means it's like a lot of people are just going to immediately think that this is soapy just from that, because it does have that kind of like Irish Spring zing to it.
There's this great Swedish, I think it's a Swedish soap that's like a saltwater one. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it definitely has the chill of the eucalyptus.
Yes.
And I'm not catching the bergamot in the bottle, but for all I know, she's just waiting in the wings and is going to make a grand entrance on the skin. I like it because it doesn't smell like super evil and scary, but it definitely smells not of this world.
Yeah.
Like once you get past that familiar fresh like marine note that isn't scary at all and kind of travel a bit down, there's something there that is kind of weirdly unusual.
It reminds me a lot of the Cthulhu one from this line, but like different, very different at the same time, because it
travels, it takes you to a different place.
It has something frothier and like bubbly
I think that
and
is
frothy.
The ambergris really is like in its element here, literally.
And the chill of the eucalyptus.
All right.
Dang.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
Okay, Lucy's Kiss.
Okay,
smells like
Lucy's Kiss, roses and Victorian spices. What's so hard to understand about that? Ooh.
I like this.
It's really interesting because it goes in a totally different... We tried a very rose-heavy blend with Pride last episode.
Right.
This is so different.
Yeah.
I actually wore Pride again after we filmed, and I don't think that I would do that with this. There's something about it that takes it into more of like a breathy, kind of like very feminine place that is not my rose. It's just not who I am. As you can tell by the coach whistle. I would be hard pressed to name a single spice that I'm smelling here. Maybe
I don't know what the spices are.
Let me see if anyone in the forum picked it apart.
Yes.
No one seems to have gone out on a limb in the recent reviews to say what they think the spice might have been. It does have a kind of like, I don't know, like a misty quality. It kind of is wandering around a bit.
There's that kind of watery, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just kind of like shifting versions.
There's a mention of spices. Never really specific spices, just like fancy incense spices. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can get that. But that's kind of, I think, what pushes it into the funeral category for me, too.
Which also works, because we all know what happens
like
to
just
Lucy.
a very beautiful dead woman.
So beautiful, can't make up her mind on a suitor.
If that's on
and then she gets turned into a vampire.
If that's on your mood board, that you would like to be, you know, mistaken for a very beautiful dead woman, this could really work out for you.
Could be. It is beautiful.
I generally aim for to be mistaken for a homelier dead woman. Less approachable.
Oh, don't worry about me. Just no longer on this mortal coil.
Exactly. That's my drag. Don't worry about me. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. Okay. And
Iha Nithle?
Iha Okay. Great undersea metropolis. Bergamot, eucalyptus, foamy ambergris. Okay, so that Irish Spring thing in the bottle, that has calmed on me. And weirdly now, it's the minty, foamy ambergris. Oh, this is special.
It's like Venus on a half shell.
Yes.
Turtle power. Oh wait, she wasn't a turtle.
But, no, but
you know what I mean.
She did love pizza. And she was raised by a rat. Oh, this is lovely, and
It's so lovely.
I can smell the bergamot, and there is like the marine layer is still there, and you know, a little bit of the fresh thing that was kind of overpowering in the bottle, but it definitely really reminds me of being like in a coastal city on a gray day.
Smelling the salt water.
Smelling the salt water.
Plants.
Yeah, maybe one of these bookstores has a rainbow sticker on the door and I know that I can go in somewhere, but otherwise I'm probably just going to stay outside.
Yeah. Maybe talk to a fisherman who will tell you a long tale
and then get washed off the pier right when he gets to the important part.
Yes.
Like in the, what was that? In
Innsmouth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow over Innsmouth. I love this.
I love this too.
There's like a hint of sweetness to it, which I think is just from the eucalyptus. Like, it's just very pleasant but murky, and fresh but murky.
Somehow so fresh and so murky.
It's morally ambiguous. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Oh, I should smell that side by side with the other ambergris one. Go over to Masquerade. Ooh. Those two would layer nicely. There's enough overlap in scents. And then you've got the spiciness of the carnation mixed with the menthol of the eucalyptus. Now I have unlocked something. Ihan Thle with Masquerade, so it's like a masquerade party under the sea.
You all got monster masks.
Now that...
Which one is the real monster?
It's like you gotta have the red lens and the blue lens to see things in 3D, you know what I'm saying? That's what I've got on each arm. That is the magic connection. So glad to have found that in this video, because what's funny is Ihan Thle has no no one voted for it anywhere, no one left any Instagram posts for it, nobody updated their reviews on the forum about it. I imagine that it is relatively unloved. And I can even see why, because it's certainly not for everybody.
Right.
And Lucy's Kiss is a much more approachable perfume blend because everyone knows what a rose smells like, basically.
And everyone loves Lucy. This is a different Lucy that you love, but, you know, everyone loves this Lucy.
Has anyone done, like, a Dracula Lucy, like, I Love Lucy sitcom mashup? Because that would be so fucking funny. There's got to be, like, a webcomic somewhere out there that did it.
Lucy, which one of us are you going to pick? And she's like, I don't know.
All right, so what are you picking? Speaking of, which one are you going to pick?
Iha Nithle, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rose, but I did not expect to be taken on this journey. I hate to kick a lady while she's down.
Lucy's Kiss is
Lucy,
beautiful. It's
you got
just
some
a
explaining to do.
What are these Victorian spices, Lucy?
Yeah, I'm picking Ihan Thle. Ansel Elgort. If he smelled like this instead of like Axe body spray
a baby
and like
driver.
smokehouse nuts. You know, 'cause he's always on an airplane, you know? Like the almonds.
You know, because he's always on an airplane shooting the next movie.
Yeah, always on to the next thing.
That guy's always got a packet of airline peanuts with him.
He posted nudes to raise money for charity. How great is that?
Yeehaw, Niflay, for sure.
That's the one that I'm choosing. I have
My
to say,
saltwater city.
Lucy's Kiss got more reviews on the forum, but that's like great in a tie, but there seems to be no dispute here. We have decided to bury her and go on to the undersea realm.
Mm-hmm.
So, da-ding ding, iha and
However you say that.
I don't know how you're going to do in round 2, baby, but you got this one, okay? Sometimes the true underdog actually does win. Those are our matchups for today. Hopefully this week we're going to get to review this September Lunacy pizzazz, and also we've got these beautiful Sadie Doyle Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers perfumes, which we have yet to smell or review. Let's do it! We got nothing going on. We can't even go out and breathe the air. We might as well sit inside and smell things out of a bottle. So, oh yes, if you need us, we'll be here
At the masquerade.
at our own private masquerade. Cue Sarah Brightman singing from space.
With Berica.
With Bear, oh my god, talk about your
Beautiful duet. Oh.
Berica, would you ever consider doing a Sarah Brightman lip sync? Please, like,
From space.
if yes, and block if no. Later, kids.
Bye.